Cool.
What's the audio sound like on here, guys? I'm trying a different mic right now.
You sound fantastic.
Really good.
Sweet.
A few moments later.
Okay, talk now.
Hello, check 1, 2, check.
Can't hear you.
Check 1, 2.
Dang it.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
He's as mad as a wax banana.
Now,
I don't know, dude. I saw some pictures of you. They look good. You're like the spokesperson for a brewery now?
Oh, yeah, man. Well, it's not the whole brewery, but we have our own Corduroy Brown Ale now. So
Nice.
That's the weirdest thing I was thinking. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, a special brew called Corduroy would be pretty awesome. That is pretty. So what does it taste like?
So, honestly, I'm not a huge beer drinker, so I was like, should I back this if I don't even drink it? But I actually enjoyed it. So it's not super light, but it's not super heavy, and it's got like the slightest touch of chocolate because why not? But like it's somewhere in the middle, which is where I try to live life. I feel like just a little bit of good, a little bit of heavy, light, a little somewhere in the middle.
Tomorrow.
Because apparently, if I am not timing myself, I will talk to people for 3.5 hours.
Hey.
And we can't do that.
Just the alcohol talking, though.
No, I was fully sober when I was not being guided by our Uncle Brent. And it went on for almost 3 hours.
I don't know what you're
bad.
talking
I felt so bad.
Tomorrow for sure.
So do we have any songs we were supposed to listen to?
No, you never sent me new songs.
Ooh, so that's the thing though, is we don't have them recorded. We don't have them mastered yet. We don't have them mastered yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see what I have. I don't even know. Hold on.
This is awesome. We always know what we're doing.
Saving souls, maybe. You don't know.
The music stylings of Brent.
It's pretty good.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
We're not so together this time around.
Listen, I'm not. Like, we're on the same page. I have no disdain at all right now.
Oh, good.
Am I devious? Yes, I think I am. But as the old saying goes, I didn't come here to make friends. Well, that's bullshit. That's exactly what I came here to do.
All right, Brent, do you have an intro for our friend here?
Nah, not really.
Make one up.
This artist is from America. He has a great stature, good personality, and he now has a beverage, an adult beverage, as part of his brand. Please welcome Corduroy Brown.
Hello. We here.
Hello, sir.
We are here. Doing it.
So how have you been?
Man, it's been good. We're in the year of our Lord and Savior 2024. We made it. Mostly good, man. It's been a good year so far as this year goes, and the music's been pretty good to us, and taking our time more than anything, doing some studio stuff, but also hitting the road decent amount. It's tricky, though. It's a tricky balance sometimes, so we're just taking our time, though. We'll say that, too. That's probably the most important part.
The last time we talked, which was last year, right? I think it was last year sometime. Yeah. And you had gotten the Appalachian Award. Have you gotten any more awards yet? Any gift bags, any Grammys or anything? Well,
since we're here, and one of us is in Kentucky and one of us is in West Virginia, and you're in Texas, I have to make sure that you know it's spelled and pronounced Appalachia.
I couldn't say it. Yeah.
Because if you say Appalachia, we throw in Appalachia. That's you'll never forget that part. But
so you had gotten an award the last time we spoke. So have you been offered any awards now?
$100 billion in Bitcoin. No, as far as
that he had to mine himself.
Yeah, in my backyard. No, I think the last time we talked, we had won. It was like Appalachian Album of the Year. Then recently, I think earlier this year, we also won like Appalachian something. It was a part of this. I feel so bad not knowing the name off the top of my head. But yes, there was another award. So we'll say that. Sorry.
Was it for the same album?
It was like more than just the album, I guess. It was more of just like as a musician, like musicianship and performance and something like that.
So you were like artist of the year? Something
like that. And
nice.
Something like that with, it was based out of Clarksburg, West Virginia, from this company called Born and Bred Music and stuff. But just incredibly grateful that people even know I do music at all. Like, honestly.
Dude, everybody knows you do music. They're naming adult beverages after you. You have made it. You're at the summit of Wanahakalugi.
I truly wish, man. It was. Oh, I'm sorry. So the award was called the Alternative Artist of the Year in West Virginia. That's what it was. So just want to make sure I shouted it out right, because people, again, and that's very kind of you to say. I mean, I'm grateful. I mean, we did announce a beer with the Corduroy Beer Company in Barboursville, West Virginia. And that's ran by a guy named Jason Beater. He runs a place called Oscars, like Burgers and Brews, which this is not a sponsored message, but man, they be making some good food there. He also has a place called 1861, and they also have a record store and the only reason I'm shouting it out is they do so much for regional music. And so, I mean, shout out to Jason and everyone that does that. But we announced a beer called the Corduroy Brown Ale. And it's like kind of a real light, but not too light and not too heavy. Ale. It's really good. Real summer ale.
You said it was kind of chocolatey?
It has a little bit of chocolate in there. I couldn't resist. I mean, I had to.
Did you have any input in that?
He asked me a little bit like what I would want, and that's kind of like we were talking about before we started recording, is I kind of live my life like that beer, as far as like, there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that's just the net positive is the good. There's always a net positive. It's always better than bad, but never great.
So what else have you been up to? And
honestly, there's, I was talking to someone earlier too on this podcast called The Woodshed, and I was talking about, I know I'm cheating on you guys.
Oh my God, you slut.
I know I'm cheating bad. But no, we're talking about the importance of like working on yourself, but that doesn't mean like, hitting the gym and doing all your stuff, which I have been doing that too. Been doing CrossFit and playing pickleball and all kinds of stuff, trying to get in shape and just feel better about being alive, really. But the importance of like prioritizing just taking time for yourself in general, and not being 1,000 miles per hour with my music brain, because it'll torture you, man. And
It will.
You kind of just always feel behind, especially when you see people online doing it all. And you get FOMO like crazy, and everyone's gonna be doing it in their own time. And I don't know. There's a right place for everybody and right time for everybody. So take time for yourself, man. It's kind of what I've been trying to do.
What are you doing for your health, mental health wise? What are you doing? You talked about slowing down, and you have all these competing priorities, things that need your attention. You're about to move one in. So let's talk about how are you going to keep your mental health going strong with everything you have going on, because you're also in the studio, and that's a whole mind thing right there. So what are you going to do? Like, is it pickleball?
That's one thing I think honestly is helpful. But do you guys know who John R. Miller is?
Oh.
John R. Miller is incredible musician. And incredible human first, incredible musician. He writes grown man songs, and one of the people I look up to as a musician, but also just as a great friend, man. And I got to do a little bit with him, but his drummer is named John Clay, and he's probably the most interesting human I've ever met in my life. Like, he's a Kentucky boy, but he like traveled to Thailand to do Muay Thai and experiments a lot. Not experiments, just really believes in psychedelic stuff. And I'm not doing any psychedelics, unfortunately, but he said, he's like, if you ever want to just feel better, break your routine up. So that's what I've been doing. Instead of just coming home after work or whatever else, like, all right, let's go play pickleball. Hey, I'm going to do this outside. Or, hey, let's watch the Fallout series. Hey, let's replay the Fallout games. Like, just taking time to live outside of music has been extremely helpful.
Let's go ahead and start with Medicine.
Why don't you tell us that is off the album that's currently out, not the one that we're working on right now?
So Medicine, yeah, I mean, that was one that was stuck in my head for a long time, but it really wrote itself, and people say that all the time, but sometimes you got to fight with songs. Like, that one I didn't have to fight with. And, a lot of people know about like all the COVID stuff and all the times I got real sick and like died and got resurrected and then got all this, told that story so much. And a lot of people have asked about it and know about it, but that's a song that came after that, obviously, where I was taking so much medicine because I had to. It really sparked a question. And luckily, I mean, my health is excellent now. I mean, it has been for a while after that, but I kept asking that question in that song, like, what's really keeping me alive? Is it all the medicine I have to take, or is it my dreams and goals and things I want to do and care about? But it's also a happy, fun summer song. So some of my favorite artists do that well, is write a song that is like, oh, this is awesome. And then if you're listening, there's like, oh, wow, there's more to that if you really want it. So that's one of my favorites, and it goes over well. A lot of people request that when we play it live, and we've been opening up shows with it till, because it's a perfect kind of warm weather song too. So
that's what I was going to say. It's a song I have actually listened to while hiking.
Oh, thank you.
It'll run across, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool upbeat song. In the intro, in the verses, you do something weird with the mic. It's like maybe you go to the other side of the room or something.
Yeah.
Because that song by Jefferson Airplane, Give Me a Ticket for an Aeroplane, it has that feel in the verse. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Did until you said it.
Then you have a cool progression in the verses too. There's a lot going on in the verses, and then pretty much all your songs have a really good lift from the verse to the chorus. You always manage to put another cherry on top of the ice cream or something.
Thank you.
When we do that, which is pretty cool, I think.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, you always take it up a level, and I like that. There's also a part where you kind of broke down, which had some real cool stuff going on rhythmically in the breakdown part. When you start pulling everything back, you don't have as much instrumentation going on. Maybe you do, but it doesn't seem like it to me, the listener.
When it's gone, never thought I'd see the light of day. Moving on, won't be coming back again. Summer nights, feeling sweeter than the holidays. If I take it slow, this ain't never gonna end. Oh, too many games to be playing. Don't know how long that I'll be staying. Been in my room contemplating. Sometimes things don't make sense. Is it my dreams? Is it the medicine keeps me alive? 'Cause I can decide just what it means. I'm in my head again. When days to nights, when those days to nights. Sultry skin got me dreaming about some things again. I rest my bones till the morning comes alive. Oh, too many games to be played. Don't know how long that I'll be staying. Been in my room contemplating. Sometimes things don't make sense. Is it my dreams? Is it the medicine that keeps me alive? me alive, 'cause I can decide just what it means, and I'm in my head again. When days to nights, those days to nights, and I just gotta take all my medicine just so I can feel like myself. I just gotta take all my medicine.
Who's your favorite band member other than yourself?
Ooh.
I'm not ever my favorite band member. Well, it depends on the day, and I wish they were here. I wish they were on this show too, because oh man, it would be a lot of craziness
that would be
happening.
fun.
Yeah, it was. We were supposed to have a rehearsal today, and there's just like so much. Life is kind of kicking everyone's butt at this specific 24 hours.
I'm just glad it's not just me and Brent that are having those feelings.
Yeah, it's a tricky day for sure for a lot of people involved, but Chris Barker is my best friend from college. He's my homie. Like, he'll be my best man at my wedding one day, and he's forever, and just my dude. So, he's my favorite as far as longevity. But Jacob, our drummer, his nickname's the Water Buffalo, and if that just tells you anything, if that just tells you anything at all. So,
does he like that nickname?
It's his from like high school. Like,
oh, that's funny.
He's always had it as far as I've known him and stuff. But if you can just imagine, like, oh gosh, like basically Peter Griffin. Like, he's that chaotic good, if you will. Like, and you just don't know what's gonna happen. And he's like a Family Guy character, dude. It's crazy.
So basically, you said they were both your favorite.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick one.
We'll never hear the end of it.
What's Chris's nickname?
I don't know that I've never given him a nickname. He's just Chris.
We should give him one right now.
I'm down. I can tell.
Come
him.
on, Brent.
Tell us a little bit about his personality. Let's start there.
Oh gosh.
What is he like as an individual?
So he kind of brings like a chaotic good to most situations.
Okay.
So he's like really into Primus and like surf ska kind of stuff.
Primus is awesome though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not mad about that, but
no.
But he's also extremely logical at the same time. Like, he's very matter of the fact, but he's also just so like goofy. I don't know, dude. This is weird.
Here we go.
I've got it. Okay, so your drummer is the Water Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
Well, then you could just call your bass player the Vulcan.
The Vulcan. I'm down. I'm down for anything. Down for anything.
Those two shouldn't meet together. That's why it's just perfect.
Nice. Yeah, those are my homies. I mean, they've been out there on the road with us, and Corduroy Brown is me, but it's also them. I never take full credit. I mean, even if it's my baby overall, they're a very integral part of it all. So I appreciate those guys more than they know.
And it's so important to have a good band that you actually can have a relationship. There's going to be times when you spend more time with them than anybody else.
Oh yeah, they're good cats, man. I mean, it's hard to say anything other than it's just such a good mix.
So you said they're like really close. So do you give them, when you're writing your songs and y'all are in the studio working on them, when you go to submit to your pro, as Cat, BMI, CSAC, whoever you submit to, do you put them as co-writers on your songs?
Well, that I'm going to for this one, because the first album was primarily me, and they played on them, but for this round of songs, like, they're helping craft them. So the first album was really me, like, giving almost finished ideas to them and letting them bring them to life more. So as far as writing them, like, they maybe contributed bits and pieces, but I already had 99% of the songs like there kind of solo. So they'll definitely get, their ASCAP and BMI fees and stuff whenever this stuff gets situated on this next one.
That's cool.
Let's talk a little bit about the new stuff that you've been working on. You said that they've been helping more in the writing process. So what has the writing process felt like for this what you're in the studio for?
Way slower than I thought.
Okay.
But even with the first album, it took a long time because I've said this before, I think even to you guys, where I want to make sure I mean it. And I think being authentic is always going to be key for me. And that's fine. You know, I wish I could write pop songs and not be attached to them, but every song I write that I care about enough to perform, like I'm attached to it. So if it takes longer, I'm down. I just record demos in my house, have a little MIDI drum kit and just go straight into like GarageBand and just do super rough things and then bring them to the guys. And sometimes we'll just get jams going in the house and evolve ideas from that. So a lot of songs have set in my phone for so long, and I'm going down the list of them recently and just trying to make them come to life, you know?
Are you going to remove all the recording gear from the bathroom?
Well, yeah, I guess I have to.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I know. It's I might take it back in actually.
If it works. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You know what was funny about that is in the apartment that I had when I was writing that first album, I didn't pay for water. So I was literally a water seal. I was like a seal, and I just lived in the water. I mean, I had a crappy acoustic guitar, and I would just run in there, and just the steam was awesome. I love just sitting in there in the steam, and just like, especially my sinuses are so bad when it starts getting warm outside. So I just basically steam cleanse myself and write songs all the time. But what was funny is in that Who I Am For Now music video, I'm in the bathroom on the last scene, you know, not in the bathroom, but I'm in the bathroom. And I was doing a video shoot with this hospital, like, cause that's kind of my primary gig as like a video production guy. And, someone from the hospital was there. We were doing this story of this family who had been through a, previous bad pregnancy and blah, blah. So they were finally able to get pregnant. And that was the story. And this nurse looks at me when we're getting ready to start shooting, and she's like, "You were on the toilet in my old house." And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, so more than you guys know about the toilet. So, it's a thing.
That is so funny.
That's the best.
It's a whole thing.
That's the best.
We'll stay off the toilets for the next one.
So since you're working more with your other bandmates during the writing process, what have you found helpful? What are you doing that's new?
Trying to get weirder with it. My brain is very like straight, like go A to Z with songs, but we're taking time to challenge ourselves and get weird. Like the When I Wake Up song, I think we're going to play on this year. It's a new song.
Yeah, we'll play it after this. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so that was like a really weird process. I came up with a little guitar riff like in my head and listened to a lot of Paramore, obviously. I've always listened to Paramore from day one, but kind of inspired by them all the time, and came up with a little main lick. And then I'm horrible at writing bridges. I cannot write bridges. I can't. We told our drummer, doesn't know, and this isn't a shot at him, but he doesn't like know music theory. Like, he's a great drummer, but you're not going to say, hey, do this, if we gotta like talk it out and whatever. And that's like kind of awesome actually, because it's easy to nerd out too much and lose the feeling of a song. So we said, Jacob, this is the Water Buffalo guy. We told him, pick 4 letters between A and G, and they can't ever be they can't be the same back to back. So that's what the bridge of that song is. And that's why it's very dissonant and weird and kind of like, it's not the key that we were in, because we just said, oh, well, he picked 3. So, we picked the third tone of B major or whatever the key, the D, whatever, F sharp or whatever. I don't even know what key the song is off the top of my head, but whatever the interval numbers 1 through 8, basically, if he picked 3, 4, 6, and 1, that's what we played in that interval. So that's why it's really out there.
I kind of like it though. It has more of a 60s vibe to it when you're like, we're doing this now.
We talked about making it, because we haven't recorded that one yet, but we talked about making it 7/8 time, and just to go even weirder with it. So
definitely should. There's
times where like live, I'll take a delay pedal and just start to oscillate, just start going weird. Just make the weirdest noises you can. Go ahead.
Tell us about the live recording that we're going to play here. Was it the Chicago sessions? Is that what you said?
Yeah. So
tell us about that.
The Chicago Music Exchange. So It's really cool to be a part of that. Whenever watercolors was a thing, like the first iteration of watercolors before it got kind of had its little TikTok run last year, I submitted it for the songwriting contest from the company Recording King, and who make like acoustic guitars and stuff like that. And they selected watercolors to win. So one of the judges was this guy named Nathan Graham, who's a super cool, like Leon Bridges kind of cat.
Nice.
Up in Chicago. He's a 6'7" black dude with a big old beard, way bigger than mine, and I'm jealous of it. But even though I got mine worked on, it looks a little rough right now. But he picked that song. So I won the Recording King guitar and case, and there's a Colton case, and I got an LR Bags pickup, and all this crazy stuff that I was like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. So I followed Nathan after that, obviously, and I promise this is a really long-winded story to tell you how we got to the Chicago Music.
No, that's all good.
So won the guitar, and then they contacted me up there for the show, and Nathan was on it too, and I was like, Simone, my girlfriend, I was like, do you want to go to Chicago? And she's like, sure. So we went to Chicago, played the music, and hung out with Nathan and everything. So when we were up there for that show, we met some of the Chicago Music Exchange guys. And they're like, anytime you come up here, let us know. We'll do a session. So it all worked out, and we got in the Chicago Music Exchange session and did some tracks, man. It was fun.
How many did you record there?
I think 6. I think we did Familiar Faces, the When I Wake Up song, Medicine, Watercolors, and maybe something else. But that was in late 2023. So, since then, there's been several songs we play out live now that are brand new that we just haven't got the track yet.
All right, Brent, go ahead and launch into your what you do best.
All right. Nice guitar riff at the intro. That's cool. When you play it throughout the entire song. The chords are a little different, but
now we know why.
You always play different fingerings anyway, you play standard first position, but you're not afraid to go up the neck and play inversions of chords too, that I noticed. Vocals were cool on that one. It was just a 3-piece during that song on that video. So why didn't any of the guys, say, hey, let me help you on vocals. Let me help you with that weight.
Yeah, we're actually working on that. Chris, the bass player, he's been really practicing harmonies, and both of the guys, they're not really comfortable singing, but they want to do it. And that's one thing we have been working on too, is just getting comfortable with them. And I never want them to do anything they're not wanting to do. But during rehearsals and stuff, they all grab mics and do it just to get more comfy with it. And that's just something they never, they've always been bass players and drummers. They've never really messed in the vocal land, but that is something they're wanting to do though. As much as I'm okay with being in the front in the spotlight, I would rather share it with those guys too. And that's one thing we do too live, is we always invite so many people up for just random occasions and say, hey, if you know this chords, like just jam to this. Like that's one of my favorite parts, is just having multiple. I love sharing it. Like when I was talking to the other podcast I did earlier, I was telling them that one of the things I enjoy most is like helping younger musicians get shows and get situated. Like there's a couple people I can think of, a girl named Abby McAllister from West Virginia, this guy named Zay Lucas, a guy named Branson Tolliver, a girl named Leah Sunderland. There's like these people that are high school, early college musicians that are struggling to get shows and get on the scene. Like I love that I can say, hey, like such and such, you should really have them on your thing, like check this out. And that's one of the things I enjoy more than anything. I love sharing what I can share, because I've been given a little bit of, of a microphone and a platform. So.
Wake up in the morning. I hope I never have to see this lonely place again. Am I over it? Should remind me. It feels like all I ever learned was how to hate again.
Do you have any upcoming summer tour dates that you would like to dish on?
Absolutely, yeah. We got the year started off pretty good. We opened for a band called American Aquarium in Lexington. There's some cool cats. They played the Ryman the next night. No biggie.
Holy crap!
They're on a massive tour, and those guys are they're insane. We were in Indiana so far, Lexington, Morgantown, West Virginia. We just got back from the legendary Purple Fiddle in Thomas, West Virginia. That was if you're from Appalachia, playing there, especially if you're from West Virginia, that's like one thing you kind of aspire to do. It's a really cool spot. May is pretty light, but we do play a show with B. Taylor, who's like the super sweet, like New Orleans jazzy, she's awesome. Man, we play with her in Slade, Kentucky. Yeah, that's not too far from you, I don't think.
No.
Looks like we're going to be in Lexington, Princeton, West Virginia, Portsmouth, Ohio, Martinsburg, West Virginia, doing some stuff at the Burl again, up to Pittsburgh somewhere, sometime in Virginia as well. But yeah, I mean, all the tour dates and stuff, I mean, we're staying probably within 5 hours.
And where can people find these tour dates? Are they on your website?
If you look up corduroy-brown.com or Corduroy Brown, and I got to give the spelling lesson to Corduroy because no one knows how to spell Corduroy.
No one else can do it. I know you did it last time. Do it again.
I still use it. I hope so.
I didn't need it, but I still use it.
It's become a thing, and even to the point where spelling corduroy incorrectly is a thing, like on purpose, because we were at a thing called the Foxfire Festival last year, and all the guys on the crew knew us, and I went to school with one of them, so all like the day sheets that had all the lists for where the bands to do and what time to load on and stuff, all corduroy was spelled incorrectly on each one differently, like incorrect, like horribly.
That's hilarious.
Like, and that was part of the joke. We do have shirts though now that look like a Scrabble board that say corduroy across it and brown down, and it has like the little Scrabble score numbers and everything, just in case. But Corduroy is how you spell it, 3 syllables. Corduroy. I give that spiel every single show.
Probably pretty good that you do that, because that's hammering your brand into their head.
Yeah, please don't forget it.
It is. Please don't forget my name.
So last time I asked you,
when we ended the show, I asked you what advice you would give
a young singer-songwriter.
But now I'm going to be a little more specific. What advice specifically in regards to playing live would you give a young singer-songwriter?
No one's paying attention to you as much as you think. So enjoy it. Have fucking fun. Just go and have a blast. Like, think about, I always like use this analogy, I guess, or this example where it's like, if you take a picture, if we were all three to take a picture together, your eyes would go to you first. You wouldn't look at me first in that picture. You'd look at yourself. And that's pretty, I mean, everyone does that. Like, if you get a picture of somebody, you don't look at them first. You look at yourself, be like, oh, do I look okay? Or what about this? Like, no one's paying attention as much as you think, but they're going to have fun if you have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So just have fun. Enjoy it. You don't have to be perfect. We make so many mistakes live. Not catastrophic, like, oh, God, mistakes, but just like, we spend half our set laughing at each other. Like, I'll hear a mistake on the bass and I'll look over and he knows the look. And same with me. If I make a mistake, he'll kind of step up in my peripheral vision and be like, he'll give me that look of, I heard that. And like, you'll see us cracking up the whole time. So just enjoy it, man. No one's paying attention nearly as much as you think. And people generally have your back. People want you to do well. Like, It's not like the Apollo back in the day where you would get booed off the stage. Like,
God, that would have been terrifying.
Yeah, like, people want you to do well.
Yeah. Have fun.
Just have fun, man.
Take a step back and cry yourself with wonder. Oh, little child, you've got too much ahead. Get yourself up, or times will bring you under. But you'll be fine, just like your mama said. yourself back. 'Cause there'll be another in a little while, and you can try again. Take your eyes off someone that makes you wonder. You can say goodbye just like you should have said. 'Cause I'm feeling satisfactory, like they made this feeling in a factory. Some days I ain't so sure, like I can't go no more. So what am I good for? Just what am I good for? And joy comes with sunrise in the morning, weeping through the night. And this thing for sure won't last forever, we'll be just fine. And joy comes with sunrise in the morning, weeping through the night. And this thing for sure won't last forever, we'll be just fine. And joy comes with sunrise in the morning, weeping through the night. And this thing for sure won't last forever, we'll be just fine. 'Cause I'm feeling satisfactory, like they made this feeling in a factory. Some days I ain't so sure, like I can't go no more. So what am I good for? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Just what am I good for? What am I good for?
All right, Brent, do you have any other questions for our friend here who just got in and then jumped on with us and would probably like to go?
I do not have any more questions. I'm glad we were able to get together because I
Me
know
too.
you're busy, and take care of yourself and keep churning it out. And I do actually follow you and like watching what you're doing and stuff. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
we're
you.
fans.
Appreciate you for sharing that stuff too, even though you don't even know. Yeah.
Well, it means, again, we talked about this at the very beginning. It means a lot people know I do music at all, let alone that they care at all. So thank you guys. And next time I'm on, we'll have some juicy stuff to share with you. We'll break down the new tracks. Like I'm bringing in a church choir for one of them.
Ooh, I've always wanted to do that.
We're gonna get a little saucy on this one.
Oh
I
man,
get- oh my
I'm
God,
already
how is
thinking
that?
Mm.
of questions.
The song. Do you want the name of the song?
Kinda.
I'll take everything you want to give.
Okay, that's okay. I've been talking about it a little bit, but I haven't done anything like formal with it yet. But the song is called "Doing My Best," and it's kind of like the whole guise of it, I guess, is everyone's literally doing that. Everyone's doing your best. Might look like something one day, but the other day it might look like, $1 million. And some days it's going to be like just getting out of bed, just moving downstairs from the bed to the couch. I mean, and that means a lot to different people. And means, I think everyone's at that point in their life, especially the older you get. You're like, man, it's all I got right now. And the beginning
Sounds
of
like-
it, yeah.
Sounds a little bit like who I am for now when you're talking about you're in a certain space at that moment in time or something.
Yeah, I mean, but there's an open-endedness to this one. I think Who I Am For Now had a little bit more of a, hey, even in the music video, there were two Corduroy Browns. One was the evil one, quote, evil one, that was watching the other one live his life happy, but he was mad about it because he couldn't let go. So he kept following around. If you guys haven't seen the video, like, the evil Corduroy Brown watched from afar, the current Corduroy Brown would be really happy. So, and he kept being mad. Eventually he lets go at the end and says, wow, okay, I can't do that anymore. So, with this one, I think it's more hope. It's not so much linear of like, wow, I got to let go. This is like, this is where I am, and it's going to be different every single day, but I'm doing my damn best no matter what.
Have you picked the choir yet?
Yes.
Excited.
Okay, all
I'm
right. I
excited
have
for
to
this
start
album.
asking what was the process to pick the choir? Did you hear the choir and you're like, oh, I need to do something with them, and then kind of create something for them, or how does that even come about?
Well, they're going to do the main hook and the bridge, and the music video is going to be a little churchy. It's going to be like, think black gospel, like we're doing robes, tambourines, and, you know, brothers and sisters, you need to come in, you know. Yeah. It's going to have that feel to it. So there's a couple churches that I have either played at or just know people in that kind of came together, and they're going to help me put a little flavor on this.
Oh, I'm so excited
That's
to
awesome.
hear it. That's going to be so awesome. Cool.
I'm excited. That's going to be the single we release this year. So I'm excited for it, and I'm actually really excited for that one. I'm going to be honest.
I bet I would be.
I've sent some rough demos I've done in GarageBand to people, and this isn't hopefully sound pretentious, but they're like, "Oh shit, like that might hit."
You hit the spot.
I think I got one.
You got one.
It's cool.
Does that feel good?
I mean, I don't want to set the expectation too high.
No, but it doesn't. But if you know, but when you know, you know.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. It's not even if they don't or whomever, like I enjoy it. So that's there's so much music I have my own. I'm like
joy.
Yeah,
but you're really excited about this one for a reason. It's going to be good. I think this whole album is going to be good.
I really, really hope so.
I can't wait to hear it.
The When I Wake Up song, actually, this first song I'm cussing in. It's a big deal, guys. So
you don't.
I don't know. It's not an active choice, you know, necessarily, but it's just never been in my vocabulary, except I cuss like a sailor off the mic. But whenever that song, the When I Wake Up song, the first line is, "When I wake up in the morning, I hope I never have to see this fucking place again," is what the line is. But the Chicago version, I censored it, and I generally censor it in the crowds depending on where we're at. But a lot of people asked, like, if I was going to write songs for COVID, that COVID thing, and it was like, "Oh, you're going to write so much crazy stuff," and I wasn't trying to write a song about that experience, but I did. And as you know, what's really weird is as much joy as I have for being alive, and as much joy as people showed me, and all the stuff that people did for me and my family when I was really sick, like there's a really crappy side to all that too. Not the part where they helped, but like the other day, can I get hella personal with you guys?
Sure.
Like the other day, me and Simone were getting ready to go somewhere, and like I just got out of the shower or whatever, and she loves to like fix me. She's always like, you know, picking the skin off my nose, or like making sure my face is like, you know what I mean? She's
making sure you're ready.
She's in the beauty industry, so she's always like making sure I'm situated.
She's beautifying you.
She always does. We call it groom time. She's always like grooming me like a little. And but you know what? It's crazy. And I didn't even know this was a thing for me. This is the first time this happened to me. Being dead ass serious right now is whenever she put her hands like on my nose to like get the like dead skin off my nose, it kind of like closed my nose off a little bit, and I had to pull away, and I started sobbing. And
you have some PTSD from that. That's traumatizing.
Yeah.
Like.
Because it reminded me of the mask I had to put on my face when they were trying to get my lungs to work again. And I never cried like that, but it hit me, and I was like, yo, so like, I think that song, the When I Wake Up song, it could be like, oh, I fucking hate my job. I don't ever want to show up. I don't ever want to see this fucking place again, if you were to take it that way. Or it's realistically, it's more like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not having to wake up in that hospital room anymore. And it says like, something about show me the reason I can't shake this feeling no more. And then it says something about like, oh gosh, I can't think of the words, but it seems like, I think one of the words is, seems like all I've ever learned was how to hate again, or something like that, because there's such an emotional reaction to that, man. It's weird. And not to get too deep into all that, but it's just, that people are always like, oh, you're going to write so many great songs about that. And it's like, no.
It's not great.
I don't want to write great songs about
it. It wasn't fun.
There was nothing inspiring about that, except that I made it through it.
Yeah. And I'm grateful for that. I don't want to ever lose my gratitude. I don't ever want to make people think that I'm like, oh, wow, we did all that for him and he's whatever. But it sucks. And they're not the ones waking up panicking in the middle of the night thinking you're hearing shit, and then just so many weird icky parts underneath that are still existing. So
you're talking about basically you have some trauma from that is buried, and you may not even know about it yet until you come across a situation and you're shocked at your own reaction. So it's like you're learning yourself.
Yeah,
there's come across new situations. That's interesting.
It is, because I didn't know either. I didn't know. Like, I mean, just something about her, like, accidentally, like, kind of covering up my nose. It sent me hard, and I apologized, and she's like, it's okay. Like, and again, like, I don't ever want to shadow the joy of being alive, and that's not what the song is about. The song is just about the side that people didn't see, and that everyone kept coming at me with, like, oh, you're gonna write all these great songs and it's gonna be crazy, you know. And it's like, man, you don't even know. Like, I'm glad to be alive too, but man. So,
are people still coming to you with that?
I talk about
you're
it.
A few years out, aren't you?
Yeah, I've talked about it probably. I mean, ad nauseum still to this day. But you know, I don't tell that story a lot anymore live, or really that much, because it's out there. And there's a near-death experience YouTube channel that had like 700K subs that hit me up recently, like last month, and they're going to have it on there. And, you know, it's part of being alive. It's part of my story. It's part of what gives me certain perspectives that people might not have. I've always been an advocate for mental health. I've always been an advocate to try to encourage people. But this is that extra, like, oh, shit, like, we should probably listen to this guy because he died and came back. Like, so I don't want to shove it aside, but it's not in the forefront of what I do every day.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate your time. If you think you're getting something out of this, which you are because you're here, please like, download, share, and subscribe with your friends, family, whoever. And, you know, we will not object if you reach out and you comment on our posts. We'd love to hear from you. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for coming along. And remember to make some noise.